lecture subject different things depending on where I am. So with a student population, I would say how to increase memory while you are learning, recall. So the study process involves your concentration, and what you study goes into your RAM memory. Brain works like a computer in that sense. So in your random access memory, later that it will go to your permanent memory. So between your studying some subject and playing the phone, it will not go to the permanent memory. So you have studied, but you can't recall, you can't connect. And in between, while you are studying, if you shift to the phone, do something, again study, shift to the phone, then the study process is not getting worked out. Study process is, you understand, comprehension, collation. If you want, you can write down. What you write down only you will remember. Study process is comprehension, collation, connection, committal, recall, application. Let me go through again. Comprehension, collation. Collation is the topography of what you studied, how you generally understanding and relating it to, comprehension, collation, connection is connecting that section with other things you already know, which is also an important part of study. Then committal. Committal is you study to remember. So that's where handwriting is important. So I tell students all the time, even when you're on online classes, look at the screen if there's a graphic only. If there's a graphic, you have to look at it. Otherwise, listen to the screen without looking at the screen. Your screen is made of pixels, and pixels play on the retina, and that pixel activity excites the neuron or stimulates the neuron in a certain way. We will learn a little more. That makes your memory jittery also. Pixels go like that, isn't it? So that has a direct effect through the retina, and pixel effect is so strong that it is like the cocaine effect on the brain if you are at it long with fast digital activity. The kind of violent games, fast games that you get hooked on has a cocaine-like effect. I'll show you the science on the slides a little later.
So how about if you do from afar?
Maybe less, but the real effect is through the blue frequency. The LED screen.
Yeah, I have put this thing on my phone.
A cover screen.
Yeah, you can turn on the blue.
Yeah.
Then it turns green.
Yeah.
Yellow color.
However, when a market creates a problem and market finds a solution, the solution is not complete. You get what I mean? So your eyes on the screen reduce the time if possible. And laptop is always better than the smartphone or a tab or iPad for study.
Sir, I'm talking about the TVs.
Yeah.
In a TV, sir, you said for games, right?
Yeah.
Then if you, let's say, you play some PlayStation on its big screen, but you stay a bit far from the screen.
Yeah.
Does it have the same effect?
The listening will be minimal. Yeah. Because I'll show you the neuronal activity. Our neurons are designed to do a thing called unidirectional firing for a specific purpose. So we think first. I should get on to we think first from our prefrontal cortex. We think. We are not watching anything, we think from our prefrontal cortex, and we get into what is called top-down regulation. We think, executive, empathic, creative, Ramina listening. We think through. When we are watching something, we go to a thing called bottom-up regulation, and the screen sound and the screen flashes and the screen's colors all excite our temporal lobe. This is our phenomenal lobe. This is our entertainment lobe, temporal lobe. You are listening. This is our think and do mode. This is the executive lobe, prefrontal cortex. This is the entertainment. So the moment you see flashes, colors, pixel screen, music, sound, this is the one that goes into action.
That's the parietal lobe.
Pardon?
That's the parietal lobe.
No, this is the temporal lobe. Parietal lobe is here. Parietal lobe is seeing only. Yeah, mostly seeing only. Temporal lobe is in between the parietal and the frontal lobe. Frontal lobe, prefrontal lobe particularly, is the concentration, thinking, tracks begin there and collate there. So the process I mentioned was comprehension, collation, connection, committal. How much of what you studied got into your RAM memory to begin with. It goes on in your random access memory for about 3 hours before getting into your permanent memory. Then in between, when you do multitasking on the screen, other things, what you have studied gets, I shouldn't say erased, but gets interfered with the other inputs that may be stronger on the neurons than the studying you did. So when we are thinking through and studying, the neurons are doing unidirectional firing, so there's one track that is going on. Again going on, at least for 40 minutes.
This is during thinking, right?
During thinking and studying, enhanced by writing and recall.
So this is only going for like 40 minutes max.
Max 45 minutes. What happens is when you are if you are actually studying at a stretch, when the 40-45 minute comes, you want to sit back or think back and see how did I study, did I get it right? There is a check back going on.
So you are telling us to think or keeping
When you are studying only, you will think through. And I will show you the graphics in a minute. That's why school periods are fixed for 40 minutes. That's the attention span of any person. So if you can fully use your attention span, undisturbed by anything else, no music in your ears, no other sights, no other flares, no multitasking, no many screens, you are only studying. And you study best with printed textbook. Because now, some time back there was a big drive to make everything on smart media. Now the grammar schools, the more expensive schools in UK and many countries, you would have heard about it, Netherlands, Norway, Denmark, France, they are moving out of the screen for school studies.
So, but I went to Germany for the student exchange program, and everything there is digitalized. Even to the notes, they don't write on the book.
Yeah.
If you write in the book, so it means that you are poor, most likely you're poor.
Yeah.
And then you, all of them use iPads and iPads.
Which year did you go?
So, this year.
Yeah. So now France has changed. Denmark, Netherlands, Norway, Sweden have changed. Australia is changing at present. Yeah. So Germany may not have caught up still.
They were not, they didn't like anything, and the boards are also, they project the screen onto the easily.
Yeah.
Or sometimes, like very rarely, they write on the board.
Every room has a smart screen, isn't it?
Yeah, but then they are either using presentations,
Yeah.
and then for like subjects like grammar and all, German grammar, then they write.
Yeah.
But then everything else is all of that is done by the iPads or the MacBooks.
Yeah.
And the teachers, what they do is they are drop the stuff onto the students'
Yeah,
tablets. Sorry, iPads.
So the grammar schools are the paid schools in England, which are very high-end schools and only rich people can afford. They have stopped using the screen. They are getting textbooks printed and going back because research has proved kids who study from textbooks perform better. And that's a research fact. Of course, the world for 20 years or so went the other way, isn't it? But what is relevant for you is, during your 40 minutes, 1 hour study time, don't do multitasking. So what I tell students is, about 3 hours, if you can be without your phone and do the studies, and then for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, is phone time enough? 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You get what I mean? Do a 3 hour study stretch. And if you have to look at her, who is the her? The iPhone or the Samsung or whatever you use, but quickly get back, and in between don't do very high pixel activity, which will excite your temporal lobe. And it will erase what you have been now studying. Did you understand that? So I would like to say for 6 hours, don't do intermittent thing, but students will not agree with that. If we can keep away for 6 hours, by that time what you studied has gone into the permanent memory. But 3 hours is a fair compromise, I thought. Yeah. Okay.
Sir, is music is not helping.
When you're studying, if you listen to music, it's your temporal lobe sound systems that will be activated. And even otherwise, what kind of music and what kind of films you watch will affect your memory, this process. I'll say it again: comprehension, collation, connection, committal, recall, application. This is your life's brilliance. Nobody is born brilliant, but people are born with different IQ abilities. But the ability must become potential by application. Shall we say that together? Ability becomes potential by application. Otherwise, it just remained a possibility, isn't it? Yeah.
So now, like you're saying, the 3 hours you study, and then you're suggesting at that point take a break to look at whatever. If instead of looking at a pixelated device, find something music instead, is it better or is it about the same?
I would say it may be better than the pixel influence. Of course, you have to be careful how much of what kind of music. Because by the time you return to your studies, if the temporal lobe is into phenomenal, you understand the word phenomenal is, at a certain point, temporal lobe flips into imagination and fantastic. It's not only what you heard, what you are imagining. So that will scuttle your memory recall.
Sir, what my teacher said to me that about parents is that they recommend, all of my teachers said is that my attention span is maximum 30 minutes. And then after that, during class, that I start daydreaming. And then when out of nowhere I log in, as in I start focusing on the subject, then fully concentrating on that. After some time again I start daydreaming.
Yeah.
So, for me, I try to, when I think like, so what happens is that when in class I try to think, do not start daydreaming, do not imagine, just focus. But then I I suddenly, like unconsciously, subconsciously, I start taking this.
There are therapeutic measures to increase the attention span. So what you are saying is, at your age, attention span should be about 40 to 45 minutes. It's not only the attention span, it is also the attention depth. How deeply can you absorb this? Also, the attention intensity. How much intensity you can give to the subject that's being taught, or to the book you are reading, let's say chemistry or physics or whatever it is. So there are things that, practical measures that I have researched, innovated, some of it you will see, that can improve the attention span, depth and intensity. Yeah. So you are saying a real thing.
Then is there anything other than that?
Other thing is this, the smartphone activity will always reduce your attention span and increase your excitability.
So this in schools?
Yeah, but you have a phone habit. No? Phone habit feeds the attention deficit. When I say deficit, it means attention span 30 is not bad. But if you can improve it to 40, it is better. So it's not only the span, as I explained, during that span of 30 minutes, how much deeply are you going in to the studying that's going on. It may be you study personally, and writing down answers, even online study, writing down what the teacher is saying will improve your absorption. Obvious, isn't it? Where writing is another memory. There's a writing memory. Seeing you writing, there's another memory. Those are strong, longer lasting memories. That's why all students are told, when you are doing past papers, write down the answers as if you are facing the exam. A few more things about it. To always have one posture at studying, so always the same table, same chair, and same iriyav. Do you understand the singular word iriyav? Posture, same posture. So, if you want to get up and drink some water and come, that's okay. So don't study in several places with your legs cocked up and you're bent like this and doing this. You will not, your recall capacity significantly reduces. Firstly, studies are worth all your brain. Studies are worth all your strength. Secondly, at the exam you have to recall, isn't it? So when you are studying, mimic, emulate the exam conditions as much as possible. Same table, same chair, posture down, 1 foot away for accommodation purposes of the eye. Always keep a pen and paper and have the habit of writing down even short notes or answers. Yeah.
Sir, I'm sorry to go back to...
Yes, no, you can.
When you talk about music, what kind of music is there and what kind of music would you say is...
Yeah. Older music was 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The brain can easily remember that. Modern day music goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That rhythm makes your adrenocortical system you want to do it. Moment the music is making you want to do it, even tapping your, that means it's going to eat into your top-down regulation.
So white background music is the best. White noise.
What is that?
So it's like just normal sounds, like very relaxing and calming sounds. So like low frequency, not like.
Anyway, when you are studying, don't play music.
So music as it's a melody, not like words.
Yeah.
Just like playing in the air.
Yeah. When you are studying, don't have anything going on, because the best of music will interfere with your study pattern when you are studying. When you are actually studying, your prefrontal cortex has to do all the absorption. Any feeding on the temporal lobe, it quickly takes over, because that's a fantastic lobe. Temporal lobe doesn't need much stimulation. Colors, sound, it immediately pitches in. Yeah. Thank you for your questions. It's helped. Now I am doing this like, at present I am doing it like a session for improving your studies. But when parents and kids come, this is quite a bit of it is part of my normal consultation also. Yeah. But you are asking very intelligent questions, because I think you are free to ask me when they come to a clinical setting. Parents come, and then time is also limited. Maybe parents understand that there's another appointment waiting. So I give about 40 to 45 minutes. In one case I had to give 1.5 hours, because that kid was having suicide ideation. So I couldn't afford to, just stop. I had to be assured that I had chatted and presented the case well enough for that person to come out of it. So
how does one go to that?
I'll come to that. Yeah. This thing is okay. So 7 character faculties: intuitive, speculative, imaginative, projection, entrepreneurial. Now, this is how you are going to decide what field attracts you easily. So this first field has a lot of intuitive, speculative, imaginative projections, which makes you an entrepreneur. You see things ahead of time. You like business. You are kinesthetic in that sense. Business people have to be on the move. You get what I mean? Now, as an academic, I sit in one place, but I also have to project into things that are not known before. Research involves that. So this is a faculty resident in you. In some people, this faculty of seeing before others, even a photographer, brilliant photographers take angles and pictures, and the thing comes alive, isn't it? You get the point. Everyone's photograph is not the same. So drama people, they picture how it should be. They produce the lyrics to get the right, all that. So that's the faculty. I'll compare it with others. Then the next faculty is to be a server, a manager, playing second fiddle. You understand the word playing second fiddle? It comes from the orchestra. You are serving others. Do we need managers who manage for others? You need, isn't it? It's a humble thing. The Greek word is diakonia. Humble, wards need not only doctors, ward needs nurses, attendants, those who do simple work, behind the counter work, lab technicians, microbiologists. There's a lot of work that is unseen, that needs humility. So when I present this lecture, I am trying to get, if it's in a corporate or in a student world, to understand for you, to pitch into the thing that is best designed inside you. Work with what you have and to be satisfied with what you have. Also in the context of the screen always offers you fantastic possibilities, isn't it? Doables and undoables. It keeps you sci-fi. some time back, family came with a girl and she had been quite bright in her studies. But over the last year, she was sort of not concentrating. Father was very quiet and accommodating. I could see mother is very agitated. So I said, what is your best subject at school? That's my normal first question. She was O-level second year. That's grade 11?
Yes.
Grade 11. Then she said, I hate all my school subjects. Normally, students don't speak like that to a doctor, obviously. So I don't get alarmed because they have come because they have a problem. Mother's face went, father slowly looked down. Then I said, it's okay. Then what do you really like? What's your subject that you like? Then she brightened up. She said, it's like this, doctor. There are many monsters science has not found. I'm researching on them. So I said, how do you research? I go to the internet and I research. I'm much published on the internet. So I said, no. Then I said, do you like pets? Which is also a normal question I ask. Because if children get a little, what shall I say, jittery, having a pet helps because you love the fellow, you have to attend on it, and it's hand, finger, heart involved, it helps. Coming to the guy and the fellow waits for you and greets you, you know. You have one?
I have two.
Yeah. What's the kind?
A pitbull and a Rottweiler.
God help me. This, you have read some reports, no, the pit bulls. You have read some reports about pit bulls getting violent?
No, he's not like that. He's very friendly, but stranger is not like that. So we got him a bit...
I know Rottweilers because a friend of mine has pit bulls. I don't know the fellows.
No, pitbulls are okay, sir, but my pitbull is about a fearless fellow. Like, he was 1 month when he brought him home. Then my other dog was 2 years. So then my pitbull started barking at my older dog, started biting the Rottweiler.
He suffered it.
No, he just hit it. The Rottweiler just pushed the pitbull.
Yeah. So I suggested to her, why don't you have a pet? Then she said, I like pets. Mother was on her right side, father was on her left side. I am seated like that. Let's say this was my clinical chair and table. Dad here, daughter here, mother was. She looked at her mom and said, I hate, with terrible venom. Again the father's face went down. I said, why, what happened? No, it was a rainy day and there were 4 kittens. They were stuck in a drain. I brought them home and I washed them and brushed them, dried them, put perfume on them and kept them all on my bed. And she came and threw them all on. So now this has happened about 7-8 months ago, but the venom of it was still inside her. So she's not doing what she should be doing because she's punishing herself and punishing the parents. Dad had been very reconciliatory and all this is directed at mom. So I said, why don't you allow her to have a pet? She was very pleased with my prescription. What was my prescription? Let her have a pet, not drugs. Mom agreed to it and little more, So they went back having a framework of how to do, what to do. So that was a bit of a snapshot of what happens in my clinic. So when you are specialized as a pediatrician or you are specialized as you might become a surgeon, you think? Yeah?
So I don't want to be surgeons.
You don't like it?
I like the cardio, the heart side, but not...
Very good.
Sir?
I want to shake hands, yeah. We need interventional cardiologists. Yeah.
But then first I have to get into medical.
Yeah. Work on the basis you can. Don't I'm not saying be bombastic. Don't be negative. If you study consistently and the tips I am giving you, you can. And medical profession is a worthy profession. And we need honorable doctors, isn't it? Doctors with good values. Yeah. In the Colombo Medical Faculty, I topped every batch and got all the gold medals that were there to get. There are subjects like pathology, medicine, clinical. So I had an unusual ability, and thank God it was fully stretched. I'm glad it happened like that. Please be seated. So what do you want to be? You are Sitesh Gunatilaka.
I'm planning to do
Dentistry. Dad is a dentist. Yeah. And Sanuka. Really? That's my pet research area. How COVID came and whatnot. So you have to first do your MBBS. And in Sri Lanka, I have a person very well known to me in the Javadhanapura Medical Faculty. They have the best immunology department, or very active there.
So this Friday they're going to the immunology department.
Right. Who's the Tomin there?
I'm not sure.
There's a lady here.
Huh?
There's a lady, Professor Raj, Professor Rain Vikramsingh. Professor Rain Vikramsingh.
Right. Not Prof. Rajita's.
Sorry, sir.
Okay, yeah. So they have a very good immunology department. Yeah, that's always new things come up, you know. So Tejan, what do you want to become? Not yet. That's okay. Perfectly all right. Good to have hopes what you like to become. Keep it open is also fine. So when I was in the medical faculty, I knew it will not be surgery. I liked internal medicine and academic part of it and research and things like that. So what about you? Very good, very good. Anyone related in that field?
When I go through my studies of the human biology,
Yeah.
the most fascinating thing in that is the skeletal system.
Interesting. Thank you very much for sharing this with me. Yeah. Very good. Of our batch, the 6 I told you, I went into internal medicine and then I became head of pharmacology, branch door. My colleague, Malik Gunawardhan, he became Prof. Genobs, that is gynecology obstetrics. Then Velayuda Pillai became anesthetist, he's in UK. Rajan Rajsingham is in US, general practitioner. Lekham Vasam became a cardiologist, he's now in Adelaide. Sarat Abeko, he was head prefect in our time. Sadly, he had a heart issue and he passed away. He became an oncologist, very devoted chap. Patients used to say a very kind doctor, which he was. He was head cop 1970. Head prefect. SC Abeko, Sarat Abeko.
Sarat
Abeko.
Sir, were you
Huh?
prefect?
Yeah.
College prefect?
No, hospital. So they all did well in their fields, They did well. Yeah. That's what, isn't it? So may I encourage you that you may have your hope realized and now. So I have the 7 character faculties: serve and manage, teach and technical, third one. So doctors also have a teaching part. Teach technical, engineer, accountant, those things can make you a little inflexible in character. Serving, managing, you have to be people related. Teach technical, auditing, accounting, engineers, they can be as straight as a bridge, isn't it? So, anyone who really likes teaching? Yeah. Teachers can be stiff. My natural bent is teach, study, academics, research. But I had a transformation of life and I changed. Otherwise, books were quite enough, isn't it? You don't want anybody else if you have books. is how I thought, but anyway, thank God that changed. Then there are encouragers, HR people and coaches. They are encouragers. They help others to do what they have to do. They come alongside. So every company will have a HR person, isn't it? What is he supposed to do? He is to understand their issues and encourage them to do the best with attend on the demands with the supply you have.
So this shows what field you are good in.
Not the field really. These are the character attributes that are resident in you. Departments, if I say, some are stronger in others, some. So the one who is strong in teaching, audit, engineer kind of person, have to improve on personal relationships. So those who are good on speculation, seeing ahead, forging ahead, they have to be careful not to project too much, not to make pie in the sky. You know, they are visionary, and you get what I mean. Good to be visionary, good to project, but project from what it is at present possible. Let's say you have a company with GDP turnover of 1 million, and next year if you plan for 10 million, okay. For next year if you plan for 100 million, it's a little stupid, and you are going to make some risky investments, you get what I mean, and you can crash. So the visionary must be in proportion, realistic, grounded on fact and reality. The teacher is very grounded on fact and reality. 9 times 9 any day is how much? Huh? Yeah. 11 times 11 is? Yes, something, yes. 13 times 13 is? Huh? Yeah. I just asked this for my own brain's sake. Yeah. Then they encourage the coacher. Then there are people who are very good with handling money wisely, increasing money. So they must be also in the team. Otherwise, the visionary might run through the money in all kinds of risky projects. These people keep good, they are also investors, they know how to multiply money. Other thing is, money must be invested that others may have livelihoods. If all the rich people invest money only in financial instruments, they get rich. Others don't have work. Got it? So if a rich man has $100 million, okay, put 50 in financial instruments if you want to, put 50 into manufacture. Both have their risks. Financial instruments can be gone in a day, isn't it? But when you put it into manufacture to raise up the factory, you have to raise up people, but you are providing livelihoods for others. You understand? So the Lord's Prayer says, Our Father who art in heaven, give us this day our daily bread, which means you have to consider others as well in your scheme of enterprise. It's not my daily bread for me only kind of thing. So money, then leadership. The leader is one who understands everyone's field sometimes better than that person. Did you understand that? He knows how to give that right share of platform, space and time for this person, this person, this person, this person, this person. His leadership quality is that. So leaders are that. So they become directors and chairmen of companies, isn't it? Yeah. Then mercy, which profession might need mercy most? Hmm? Okay, besides that? Huh? Judicial? Yeah. Does the judicial system need justice or mercy or both? Both. Any other profession that has to have mercy? Huh? Absolutely, doctors and nurses, isn't it? Doctors and nurses. So may you become caring. I suppose people get attracted to health and health care because you have a tinge of that nature in you, isn't it? You have to see people at their worst, at the worst end of health. They need help. They need compassion. So that should be a strong part of the medical profession and the nursing profession. Yeah. Okay. Bored or can go on? Can go on. So remember this as a principle. If your sense of demand exceeds your supply, you will get anxious. This is something like that. Demand is more than your resources. Then you will get stressed out. So see to it that what you try to achieve, you are well supplied for. Understood? So there's this scripture verse which says, the good gift, our life journey is a good gift that came from the Father above, is moving to a completed gift. So at every season of life, now you are A-level students, you have a good gift. Do the A-level as well as you can. Go for 3 years. Why not, isn't it? But it involves a lot of study. Go for the highest rather than imagining you can't. Of course, bio students tend to be weak in physics, so don't neglect your physics. Get a little extra tuition on physics. I am told school at present, college A-level teachers are good. You'll have to, still you know how it goes, you have to get tuition for subject, tuition for papers, then some people say for structural essay you need some more coaching, that kind of thing. Whatever it is, don't settle for less. Go for the maximum possible. You don't end up with the maximum possible, that's okay, having given your best shot, correct? Having given your best shot, yeah. I always thought subject deserves best attention. My favorite subject was chemistry, but I was quite good at physics. Yeah. Usually bio students find physics difficult. Yeah. I want to erase that statement. I want to erase that statement. We don't hate anyone. Even when that last whistle in the Royal Thomian rugby match was a little in doubt, we don't hate the Royalists, though they beat us. Did you feel like that?
No, sir, I didn't hate it. I just felt very head down.
There's a little quibble on that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is not everyone. I think the last bit we could have done, we could have won that after 6 years.
Yeah.
6 or 8 years. Then last minute, if we had only kicked the goal out, we could have won the match. But then
Yeah, that is a bad kick. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. What to do? We have to take all the things as they come. Now, this is your 1 hour. So for 45 minutes, you do salience, ilakke bala padam kirim. How is your Sinhala language?
good, sir.
Good, no? Sure. Or Tamil language, for that matter. My Tamil is Konyang, Kachaluri. Huh? All of you are Sinhala.
I am Tamil, but my first name is Singh.
Right. Yeah, my Tamil is this. Doctors have to speak Tamil. Culturally Rikadam is Unnati and all that.
I think that I am very good in Sinhala. I became the Sinhala debating captain.
Sure. So did I.
Yours,
I was in both teams, but my Sinhala was better than English during school days. Then medical studies are all in English now. So I caught up later. Yeah. And my fiancé was also very good in English, so I had to really buck up my English. Huh? At least keep up, you know. This is your 1 hour. You work, salience means to focus. Then dopamine begins to work in the dopamine tracks. That must happen. Then after 45 minutes, as I told you, those tracks begin to quieten down automatically. And then serotonin tracks begin to check back. How did I do it? How can I improve it? Serotonin gives the reward motive as well as how can I improve it. So our inside is about improving. So our inside doesn't say useless, I am good for nothing, I hate it. We don't say like that. Our inside is designed to say, how do I do it better? How can I help another person? So we are realistic on our check back. So serotonin gives, satiety means, do you understand the word satiety? Satiation, satiety, a rewarded sense. So you studied for 45 minutes, 50 minutes, nearing 1 hour, you get a sense of good reward. I did it well. I did all I can. All that gets disrupted if you put the screen in between. So you must allow this cycle to work. This is called the default mode network of thought. Now if you keep doing, if you get onto the screen and keep doing it, dopamine doesn't come down. What has happened to the dopamine? Can you see that? Dopamine has? Make a light වැඩ කරන්නේ.
Sir, dopamine is the happy hormone, sir?
That is a wrong definition. Dopamine is not the happy hormone, it's the work hormone. Of course, when you work to the focus, you are rewarded. The reward sense comes from serotonin. So I have seen this in, not technical things, secular fellows trying to explain dopamine is the happy hormone. Because you work, you will be rewarded. Reward sense comes from the serotonin.
So serotonin is the happy hormone.
Reward hormone equals happy.
So then, what about stuff that, so basically stuff that gives out dopamine except for other than studying, so basically like substances? Like,
Yeah, that's what I am coming to. So you will see that if you are on the screen too much, dopamine keeps going up. And that becomes addictive. Dopamine receptors get activated. DA1 is physiological for normal work. DA2 is sustained dopamine action, such as a soldier in the foxhole. Have you heard of the foxhole syndrome? There is a soldier has been so long in the foxhole, meaning in the trench, he goes berserk and starts shooting anybody. You have heard of that? That's called the foxhole syndrome. So the kid on the screen with that kind of fast digital gaming activity, he becomes a soldier in the digital foxhole. He's shooting at anything. He does it on the screen, then in real life, he has got dopamine addicted. He has shifted from DA1, which is physiological, think and do to completion. Dopamine says think and do to completion. But when you go to DA2, it wants to do the same thing over and over again. Did you understand that? So when a kid is for 40 minutes on the digital screen with fast activity, next 40 minutes will also be that. Next 40 minutes will also be that. We have shifted from DA1 to DA2. So dopamine being called happy hormone is a wrong nomenclature. But when dopamine works and we achieve our target, we are rewarded, we are happy. And next hour also we want to improve on it if possible.
so sir, dopamine is an addictive.
It has an addictive receptor. DA1 is normal receptor. A receptor is our brain has whole lot of receiving structures in a neuron to receive the neurochemical molecule for which the receptor is designed. So dopamine receptors respond to dopamine. Serotonin receptors respond to serotonin. Adrenaline receptors respond to adrenaline.
So sir, dopamine always doesn't release serotonin.
Good question. If you keep your default mode network of thought every hour intentionally, so you now for instance, we know at least about hour has gone. We know. Because there's a clock that works neurochemically and neuronally. Keep in track. So dopamine works, serotonin takes over. Dopamine works, serotonin takes over. Did you understand?
I'm asking about substances like nicotine, cocaine, and
Yeah. So cocaine works. Now, if you get dopamine addicted, it is called electronic cocaine. Cocaine gets into the dopamine DA2 receptor, and you want to do the same thing again and again. Since all these substances are chemicals, they go and fit a receptor in the brain.
So will you release serotonin and make you feel happy?
Make you feel happy.
Because as you say,
yeah.
sense of reward. Because dopamine is addictive, cocaine is addictive because of dopamine. So you said the
Yeah, cocaine acts on DA2. Do. So people think when they take cocaine, they can work forever. So bus drivers, people who are working in the night, fellows who are in the entertainment industry, who want to do long things. Then some students also think they can study longer if they take a little cocaine. Dangerous. Huh?
I have heard that.
Yeah, dangerous thing. They are fellows who get addicted teach others to do this kind of thing. Yeah.
So, sorry to again
Sure.
but you talk about the internal thought. So when people say that people have an internal thought and how it gets expressed, you speak properly. Is that the internal thought we're talking about?
Yeah, the bioclocks are two kinds. Those that come on at 6 p.m. for the night work and 6 a.m. for the day work. So the night bioclocks are related to melatonin, oxytocin, GABA, so that when a child is falling asleep, the fellow is best at that time. So I tell parents always, catch that moment, that's the time the young fellow would want to say something that was not too good that day, where he's feeling GABA. GABA is gamma-aminobutyric acid, the empathy feeling, soft feeling. Therefore, you can repent or feel sorry or want to say sorry, apologize feeling. Now you all would have known moments like that, how you wanted to say sorry, and that sense is more strong after dinner, falling asleep time. Up to that time you can, I'm not going to say it, you can hold on, but after dinner, I think it's a God-provided time for put things right and don't take anger to your bed, don't take anger to your sleep. Also, melatonin is working for brain refurbish, neuronal refurbish, remove melatonin's action, removes, there are glial cells that are support cells of the brain that are mobilized from 6 p.m. all through the night to remove the excess neurochemical transmitters, attend on the spikes and things like that of the neurons that have been working, and then you have good sleep. Passing about 12 midnight, you begin to have good sleep, physiological, proper deep sleep. So you should be sleeping before 12 midnight. Can we have a vote for that? Anybody is up beyond 12 midnight? You are. That's not a good habit. All my life, maybe I studied till 11:30. Try not to study beyond 12 midnight. It affects your physiological dream patterns. So you need to be about 1 to 1.5 hours asleep. Then dreams begin, meaning a neuronal activity begins called rapid eye movement sleep, REM. Then your initial dreams are the unpleasant things you have gone through, you are losing the Royal Thumian match and there are about 3-4 cycles. So then dream stops, that's the NREM. Then dream begins, REM. You get about 3-4 cycles, and towards 3:34 in the morning, you have nice dreams. So when you're waking up, if you have a dream that troubled you, that means your sleep was not fulfilled. Melatonin could not do all what he had to do. So many kids who are on the screen too late, their sleep disturbed eternally. Not eternally, but constantly.
So for me, this is like classes and like night classes, like there were 6 classes, 6 to 10 Isha classes. So then like my personal study time is right after that. So I keep going till about 2 and then I sleep till about 9. Like,
Till about?
Like from about 2 I sleep till about 8, 9.
Try to change it. So you can't, how you change it is, tonight for instance try to sleep by 1:30. You need about 7 hours now. So then you get up at about 8:30. Then 2-3 days try to sleep by 1. You get what I mean. Try to push it to 11:45 kind of thing.
So, does your dreams and does it have any meaning?
Not my field, not the subject. Bible records many dreams that had meanings. Bible records many dreams that had meaning, since you asked the question. For instance, there's a young fellow called Joseph. He was the 11th in the family, but he had a dream where they were cutting wheat perhaps, and his bundle of wheat stood up and the other bundles fell. So he told this dream to his brothers, and his brothers are very angry. They are saying, "You little fellow, you are trying to say you are going to rule us?" So he said, "This is a dream I had." Anyway, they were so angry, they were so jealous. Father was very fond of him. They sold him to some fellows who were going to Egypt, and he was sold as a slave. In Egypt, in the slave market, Pharaoh's defense minister, usually next to the dictator, the defense minister is very powerful, even in Sri Lanka, isn't it? Pharaoh's defense minister picked him up to serve him. That fellow's name was Potiphar. And in Potiphar's massive business enterprise, this 17-year-old fellow did extremely well. Because next to Pharaoh, Potiphar had everything. Did extremely well. And he was promoted to be the head of Pharaoh's vast business enterprise. Then a certain bad thing happened. Potiphar's vast business enterprise. Mrs. Potiphar, this fellow, young and handsome man, don't you know, made some approach and he refused, where he believed in God. Then he was put into prison for that. She manipulated the thing. In the prison he meets the king's butler. Later when king's butler, because kings are idiosyncratic, they do as they please, and landed the butler in the prison, the baker in the prison. Butler is later released, and later Pharaoh had a dream. In that dream, 7 full stalks of wheat came first, and then 7 lean stalks of wheat came and swallowed the good ones. Pharaoh was very troubled, and there was another part to that dream, and Pharaoh said, how to solve this? The butler was released and now back with Pharaoh said, I know a chap in prison who can interpret this for you. Who is this chap? Joseph. By that time Joseph was 30 years old. Joseph comes and he interprets the dream to Pharaoh, saying, you are going to have 7 years of plenty, build massive warehouses, storehouses, gather the excess harvest, because next 7 years will be drought in all the known lands. So Pharaoh said, thank you, who else can do this? You become my prime minister. And overnight, 30-year-old Joseph becomes the prime minister, and he does extremely well. Builds all these barns, and by the famine came, they were all ready, and all other nations had to come and buy grain from them. And his 10 brothers also had to come to him. They couldn't recognize him, because now he's in royal garbs next to the Pharaoh. Everything happens according to his word. Then he reveals himself to his brothers saying, I am Joseph whom you sold as a slave. Brothers are very worried now. Obviously he is the powerful man. But he tells the brothers, you did it for evil, but God turned it for good. So that's in Genesis 50 verse 20. I call it 50-20 vision. Now in perfect eye vision is 20-20. 50-20 vision, this just a statement, is through adverse circumstances, he reached his full potential. You do understand that?